is my Telford Tales Part 2. Hello, welcome to Donald Mackerel Game with me, Donald Mackerel. Very short video today, just putting up a bit of a follow-up to the CeX purchase I just did in Telford, where I berated the store in Telford, CeX, Telford, not CeX in general, even though I do have issues with them and the way that they price their games and so on and so forth. So I bought a bundle of games. I did clean them all up, bar one. If you go back and look at the video, in fact I will donk a picture up over here. The game for Naruto, I forget the Naruto Gobbledygook Wibble Wobble Revelations or whatever, that the disc had a big ring scratch in it, but also if you look closely, it's on, I think it's the top right of the centre, like where the spindle goes through, it got a crack going straight into the data layer of the disc. So if there's any cracks in that little ring in the middle, CeX shouldn't accept them. With that one, not only was it not a little crack, it was a big crack. It had gone straight through into the data layer, making the disc completely useless, so there was no point even trying to clean it. I did try and play it, didn't work. I didn't get a chance to do anything on Sunday. I've been quite ill, to be honest, so I had to go to Shrewsbury CeX today. I've been there, and what a difference. What an absolute difference. Shrewsbury was fantastic. They've always been fantastic. I've never had an issue with Shrewsbury, never had an issue with Wrexham. Those two are my go-to stores. The only reason why I went to Telford was just, number one, a bit of a change. Number two, because I was in the area. Me and the missus had gone for a day out. I know, a day out to Telford. But we just thought, sod it. Let's see what it's like. And yeah, regretted it. I've got something to talk about in the future on this video, but I will say now, I will never ever be using CeX in Telford ever again, because it's just non-stop. And so what I wanted to say was the game itself, as I say, was unplayable. Couldn't use it. Went to Shrewsbury, showed them the state of it. The guy behind the counter was like, "Oh my jeez," and I said it's from Telford, and there was just a look of like, God, yeah." So I did sort of say, "Do you get lumbered with this, or do you send it back?" And they told me there's a weird way it works depending on if you're a franchise store, if you're not a franchise store. Sometimes you just take credit from the other store. If it's a franchise store, they have to send the game back, and it's like, no, you deal with this stuff. So that one would just be going in the bin, and they'll get credit from Telford. Because I did sort of say, well, why is the standard so different? Why are you? And I'm not blowing smoke up the bumholes. They really are a good store. So why are you so good? And then Telford, not just Telford are all right. Telford are the one of the worst places I've ever been to. It's just absolutely terrible. Like the speed of the staff, the attitude of the staff, the general layout of the store, it's untidy, smells, the people that shop in there, oh my god, it was just, well, I had a little kid, like one of the reasons why I didn't check the blooming disc while I was there, number one, should have been checked by the people in the store, obviously. Number two, I had a kid kicking me in the back of the leg, and when you go like, stop it, the mum and dad didn't blooming care, and they'd got like 6 or 7 other little kids just running around going wild. My missus, one of them bumped into her, my missus smacked its head into the side, which, if that was my kid, I'd go wild. Mum and dad didn't care, just on the phone. Do. That was the type of people I was dealing with. I needed to get out. I needed to go home. I was running out of blooming money on the car park because the guy was so slow. He was like, no, I'll do all this when I get home. And I'm so glad I did because, yeah, what a video that was. So anyway, I sort of said, what is the difference? Why the disparity? Like Wrexham, I got told was a bad store. It's all right. It's a good store. It's really sound. Chester I've been to a few times, always been terrible, so I'm never going back to Chester ever again. That's on my do not shop list now. So yeah, why the difference? The store manager in Shrewsbury, what an angel she is, absolutely bloody wonderful woman. I said the lad behind the counter, he was sound as well, and these were people you could tell they care about not just their job. Who really cares about their job? They care about what they're selling. That is, they're geeks like us. They love it. They knew everything. I was nattering to them about games and all sorts. They knew everything. We're all just having a good old laugh at each other. Which I don't want to give her name away. She basically said that Telford has always been a trouble branch. Historically, it's always been awful. And she admitted, she said, like, yeah, Wrexham was bad. She said, like, but the lady who's in charge of Wrexham now, she's turned it around. I think she's left now. I think she's gone to Edinburgh. But she turned it round. It's now a blooming good store, and it has been, you know, for a while. Shrewsbury, again, always great. And this lady in Shrewsbury trains other managers up. So she's just trained a new manager for Telford. She did say to me, look, it's going to take time. This girl has got to get rid of staff, which is hard. Get rid of managers, which is even harder. And she said, like, the fluctuation of staff, not just general staff, but management, the fluctuation coming in and out, and just it's a nightmare to try and get hold of and get to grips with. But she said, like, yeah, that's the main thing, is it just poorly trained staff, people that don't care. They can't keep hold of the good ones. They keep leaving and going elsewhere because of their work environment. It's blooming awful. She admitted it's the same with Chester. She's got to go and do stuff with Chester soon as well. But she said that the girl that she's trained up for Telford really does have a job on her hands. So maybe it will get better, maybe it won't. I'll never find out, because genuinely I am never going back there again. Because my issue is, this is something that CeX should take a handle on. You know, this is something they should fix. And yeah, I put a video out there putting them on blast. A few people weren't very happy with that. I don't care. I don't care. It's a business. They need to up their game. And yes, I understand it's not CeX in general, is it? It's just the Telford branch. CeX govern it all. And the manager of the Shrewsbury branch couldn't agree more. She said, no, you know, one bad apple spoils the bunch, doesn't it? All it takes is one. Like, if you didn't go anywhere else, let's just say Shrewsbury was bad, and you couldn't drive, you couldn't take a bus, you couldn't take a train, couldn't do anything, you'd be limited to that view of Shrewsbury is bad, so therefore everywhere else is bad. I'm not getting a train to Telford, I'm not getting a train to Wolverhampton, I'm not getting a train to Wrexham. They're all bad, I'm not shopping at them, they're all terrible. That would be your viewpoint. So that was her way of thinking, is like, we need to get it that CeX as a brand is decent. So, yes, you can make a video slating them, but she showed me you can also do this, which, I'll be honest, I've never really looked at these sort of things. I just sort of see them as guff that goes inside. So I bought a couple of games while I was there. So obviously I didn't want to just lumber them with the dodgy disc. I bought a copy of Rugby Challenge 2, the Lions Tour edition. Got a copy of that, as you can see, a couple of quid, so neither in there. But this is it, £2. Here's the pride they take in a £2 game. Mint condition. The manual is perfect. That disc, squeaky clean. Perfect. I also got Serious Sam, the HD collection for the Xbox 360. Well, I'll take my receipt out of there, because I don't want you seeing my personal details. But yeah, Serious Sam HD collection, again, squeaky clean, disc is mint, everything's mint, cases are good. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's polar opposites. And she said, if you are never happy, or if you're never happy, if you're unhappy with how they've treated you, on your receipt you will find a QR code. I've just covered up a little bit. You will find a QR code that is linked to this sale, specifically that sale. Do you know what I mean? It's not like in general, like, oh, I love the Shrewsbury branch, oh, I hate the Telford branch. It's linked to specifically that sale. It will also have a unique code for the person that served you, and it serves multiple things. So number one, if that one person is continually just doing poor performance, you notice that all the issues stem to that one person. Why should Telford get a bad name because of one member of staff? No, that gets dealt with. They can say, look, we pulled up this. Here's all the times when you've had complaints against you. Book your ideas up or get out. So it serves that. But number two, if it isn't that, if it's lots and lots and lots of complaints, and they're all just at the store in general, it's the vibe of the store, isn't it? It's the policies within that one store. And therefore, CeX itself, the main management, can go, we need to take a closer look at this place. There's big issues here, you know. again, I won't say who, a YouTuber got in touch with me to say that their local CEX will take in loose discs. So it's policy with CEX that they can do games without manuals, but they'll take in... right, so I'll show you this. I bought today, Kudelka. I bought that off Facebook Marketplace for 40 quid. Mint condition. We'll show you with a manual. I'm such a geek. Blooming love it. If you just had the discs, yeah? In fact, what a bad example. That was just me flexing. What a bad example. Let's go back to these games. If you had Serious Sam, the HD collection, so it's worth, well, yeah, 15 quid it says on the front. It ain't worth that. But if you had just the disc, yeah, and you went in with that going, got this, the CEX should go, get out of our store, you absolute scab. What they do in this chap's local store is they look at the price. So let's just say Serious Sam is, let's say they give you 4 quid on trade. It'll probably be more than that. Let's say it's 4 quid. There you go. I'm going to give you £1.50 for just the disc. They take that disc off you. They print out a fake cover. They don't even put that thing in the corner that says reprinted cover. They just print out a fake cover, leave it with no manual, put it straight on sale for 12 quid. That's what his local CEX does. He's caught them doing it. He's pulled them up over it, and they just sort of go, yeah, well. Do you know what I mean? There's really, really horrible stores, and these bring CEX's name down. They make people go, CEX is awful. CEX can be quite a good place. I've just watched, literally, I was going to do this video anyway. I watched Goldtooth's return to form on YouTube. He'll get banned again within 2 seconds. But I watched his video where he said, like, CEX have been a bonus for him. He gets, like, really, really good games from there at bargain prices. I beg to differ. I think if you look hard enough, CEX set the market. They're the ones that have driven all the independents out of town. You know, the independents that are left are just, they look to CEX to price their games. It's not the way it should be. So CEX, yeah, not good in that front. But he said he does get some bargains from there. He also then went on to say he bought a Mega CD game that was absolutely battered. so he did give you the negative side of CEX as well. One thing I will say for CEX though is their availability. Like, you know, you can get pretty much any game you want. And you get your warranty on it. You can take it to any store across the UK, get your money back. I'll be honest, I'd rather buy from an indie. I would rather give me money there. And as Goldie said, if they're competitive. If that was worth 4 quid on trade and you take it to an indie, they'll go, I'll give you £1. Sod that. Why would I do that? And why, when in an indie, where that says 15, if you can hear noises, me missus is tidying the house up, so I'm not going to grumble. So if you see like 15 quid there, an indie store, most indie stores now price on CEX, so they'd look at that and go 17 quid. So you're losing money on the trade-in and you're losing money on the sale. It's blooming insane. I do have one, actually there is one nearby where whatever CEX have on their trade-in, they up it by a little bit, like maybe 10%, so they might give you an extra 50p or something, and every single game they take about 50p off. Like, I buy lots of bundles there, so I'll go in, I'll have a big stack. They don't even have prices on. You just sort of go, how much for that? And they just knock a couple of quid off. So I'm happy with that. Yeah, most indies now price to CEX. So I will say CEX is good for getting stuff, but they have ruined the market in that sense. I prefer going to indies. You've got time to look at your stuff. CEX is now, you're rushed out the door before you can get a chance. If you stop, in my local ones, and if you stop and say, can I see the disc, please, before I buy that? They're like, do you want the game or what? Get out. It'd be quite rude. A couple of my indies now are really, really rude, so I don't go to them. But yeah, CEX do have a lot of stock. So do eBay. So you can get stuff a lot cheaper on eBay. I must admit, a lot of eBay people price their stuff to CEX, as do blooming Vinted people, and Vinted don't even get me started. But with eBay, there's lots of like bids. So where that says 15 quid, it might not go. It might go for £4. You don't know. It might go for £5. So you just put your bids on, and whatever you're willing to pay for it, that's what it's worth. And to me, that's fair. I'd rather do that. And not only that, that money goes straight into the pocket of somebody who, you know, who's selling their goods. I don't want somebody to get £4 for that, but for me to pay £12 I want to pay £4 for it. Sod the middleman, just give me the blooming game. I'll pay £8 for it rather than having to dance through that little merry game. So yeah, I prefer eBay as a rule, but I will say, if CeX can get a grip on it and get all their stores trained up to, and I'm not just saying that Shrewsbury's the best one, if they can get them trained up to as good as Shrewsbury, as good as Wrexham, they wouldn't have this issue. Everything would be wonderful. So yet, please don't look at that last video as CeX are rubbish. The real truth is, there's some really, really, really bad CEXs, and they're not going to do anything unless we get our little blooming codes, scan them on there. I hate being a grass, but if we report these people that are making them worse. So yeah, that's my little guff. And don't forget Kudelka for 40 quid. Yeah, Facebook Marketplace just shows you, I think that's about £48 in CeX, and there's no guarantee you're going to get a manual, and the discs are all going to be in good condition, and the case isn't going to be cracked. Facebook Marketplace. Right, anyway, hope you enjoyed that. Hope it clarifies a little bit about it being CeX Telford, not CeX in general, even though it sort of is. And hope you've enjoyed everything. You've taken something away from it. I've been Donald Mackerel. It's been Donald Mackerel Gaming. See you all again soon. Cheers, everybody. And watch Gold 2 stuff. Stop getting in bad.